My Muay Thai sitting here with Mr. Damien Trainor out of K-Star in Birmingham. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
That's cool, mate.
I just wanted to introduce you mostly. Most of the guys in the UK know you. For the guys in the US who don't know Damien, he's a two-time world champ. He's got the IKF belt, WMC belt, four European titles and two British titles. So quite the busy fighter. Your last fight, most of the guys in the States would have seen, which was quite popular, was the fight between you and Rungurvi.
Yeah, that was quite a tough one, to be honest.
Sure, I'm sure it is. So I just thought maybe you could tell us a little bit about your background, how you sort of got started. Um,
Nothing exciting really. My school was only just up the road from the gym, so I used to kind of pass it every time on the way there. So I thought I'd pop in. One of my mates from school started training, told him to come along, and I've just kind of been there ever since from there.
so how old were you? How many years ago was that?
17 years ago now.
Wow, it's quite a while. So how many fights have you had then?
Um, I think I've had 70 now. I think.
70 fights. Does that include amateur or no?
No, that's all like professional.
How many
I,
amateur fights do you think you had?
I think I only had about 7 or 8. I think. Obviously, that's when I was 14, so obviously I was like head guard and shoot pad.
70 fights. That's impressive. So you've got a big fight coming up. You're fighting actually kickboxing rules on the Crush card in Japan, right?
That's correct, yeah.
What have you ever fought kickboxing rules?
I haven't, no, but my style's very kind of like punch and kick orientated, so I think I can make the transition quite well. There's a few things I'm not unsure of, which I need to find out with the rules.
Can't knee, can't elbow, I imagine.
I think you can knee, but you can't clinch. But I mean, it's like I'm not sure if you can grab the leg or anything. Where else can block out, grab
Sure,
the leg. But I don't know if he holds it for a certain amount of time before they stop him or anything.
sure. The Are you doing anything, any sort of special training for that, or it's just training like you would any normal fight?
Just any normal fight, really. Probably more hands than normal, because the Japanese seems to be more boxing orientated. So obviously as well with the K1, it's got more aggression as well. So I'm trying to like just press forwards a little bit more.
Sure. I've got some questions from some of the My Muay Thai community, and I guess the most obvious one is who do you think your toughest opponent has been to date?
So that's like a tough question because I've been going for so long. Certain fights were harder in my career when they wouldn't be now, if that makes sense. So
Sure.
I've probably had probably about 10 tough fights. I've had ones that are grueling, then I've had other ones that are more technical, so I've had to think a bit more. Depends on what would you say from like my hardest you asking that I've found physically hard or mentally hard or
Mentally hard. Let's try mentally hard. We don't talk enough about that, I guess, the psychology of fighting.
I suppose wrong with me really because that's probably one of the few fights where I've actually been worried about my opponent and like to see him switch during the fight. I had to like really stay focused and not crumble under the
Sure.
pressure really.
Which this sort of leads me on to Matt from My Muay Thai wanted to know about adjusting game plans, and he wants to know how do you adjust your game plan when you're fighting.
I think I'll have extensive training because some people that they kind of only train with one game plan in mind. So obviously when they're in the fight, that's all they've got. But obviously you need to have quite a few answers to what's going on. So you need to try and go over different scenarios while you're fighting. But all that comes with experience, really, to be able to switch.
And do you, I mean, is it something that you see? Are you looking to your corner 50-50? I mean, how does that happen? I mean, do you
A
look?
lot, a lot of it's kind of like probably 50-50 because the corner can see a lot of stuff that I can't see. But then also I can see things that they're unable to see. Where if I'm trying to, they're telling me to do something, there's a certain reason why I'm struggling to do it. So obviously they'll need to come up with another game plan in between the rounds.
Sure, sure, sure. Is there this one comes from another community member. Are there any particular fighters, Thai or non-Thai, that stand out in your mind that you respect their fighting style?
Um, Probably the same as everyone else. At the moment, I really like watching Walkout, but because he's got the most, he's popular all around the world. You get a lot of footage of him, whereas obviously there's a lot of other ties we don't get to see that much. If that makes sense.
Sure. If there was a particular fighting style that you could emulate, what would that be? Do you think?
I suppose one that I've always looked at when I was little was Decker's, like
Yeah.
to emulate from when I was younger. So I used to like his intensity when he fought, and his obviously the power. But the public want to see knockouts, to be honest. So I wanted to try and emulate that when I was younger.
And now that you're not younger, how do you feel?
I kept breaking my hands, so I had to kind of slow down a little bit with the punching power.
Really? How many
Yeah.
times have you broken your hands?
4 times.
Is it your right cross or is it your hook?
Left hook. I broke the same bone 4 times.
That is insane. That is
There's
insane.
I was actually going to retire at one stage, but like I had a few fights, nothing happened, so obviously I continued.
That's crazy. So, are you? I mean, obviously, your fight in Japan is coming up just next month. So, you're you're based mostly. You're going to be in Birmingham training for that.
Yeah.
Do you get out to Thailand often to train?
I did spend like some big stints out there, but obviously like lately, because of work commitments, I can only really get out there once. If I try to go for about a month if possible.
Sure. Where do you normally train when you're out there?
Now I've been going to Satapapa.
Sure, sure, sure. They're the Sasi Prapra crew is they're in LA tonight.
That's it, yeah. Did they fly earlier? Yesterday did they fly?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I think they're I think I've seen pictures on Facebook of them stalking the streets of Los Angeles,
okay.
looking like a gang. Well, we're gonna wrap up right now. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. I'm gonna sort out the picture quality again because right now I think there's a sort of a flesh-colored head that people can see, but hopefully the hopefully the sound will come out a lot better. Um, Obviously, if you don't mind, I'd love to check back in with you after your fight, and we'll stay in touch, and hopefully we can make this an ongoing thing.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
That's cool. Thanks so much.
No problem.